Hello everyone, welcome back to ET Indian channel, and today we are looking at some of our Japanese street food eats. What a beautiful country Japan is, and it has very interesting eats. You can get these potato chips in Shibuya region, very popular. The lineups were really long to get these treats. Pancakes, anyone for shrimp and seafood pancakes? It was quite interesting to see them make them in bulk. Quite a process, but you can see a lot of vendors, street vendors prepping these. Look at them, so crispy. Now I'm vegetarian, so I didn't get to eat them, but I'm sure a lot of people love them. Here are folks prepping some potato-based treats and pancakes, seafood pancakes, and of course ramen. You go to Japan, you got to have ramen. And sushi, the best sushi you can find in the world. It's basically rice and then fresh piece of fish, and this almost like a belt, conveyor belt. They come and then you can pick and choose which one you want, and then you order them, and they are quite reasonably priced. And my children who love sushi were in heaven, literally in heaven. So you can see different types of fish. They were priced differently, and you can order whatever you want, and for 15-20 bucks you can really be full after having tried few different varieties of fish in form of sushi. And then yes, okra was on one of them. Very interesting to see that. Have you seen sushi with okra? And croquettes. This was more in Tokyo, but a lot of subway stations will have underground markets, and you can see very interesting items there, from skewers, chicken skewers, from sushi to dumplings. And we didn't know any Japanese, but food was self-explanatory. And for vegetarians, sushi triangle would be your savior. For me it was. So you can get these sushi triangle. They are rice, there is seaweed, and there is a process to opening them. This is an important piece. If you don't know, it will be spilling everywhere. So you go with one and you open it like this. It's a delicate process, like with everything. Like Japanese people are all about art. Okay, so it's opening like this. Yeah, so that's one part, and then you just pull aside the sides. Okay, so number 2, you pull it apart. They have the marking, so that makes it easy. Okay, and then the other side. And I ate so many sushi triangles like I've never eaten in my life before. So that's your sushi triangle. A lot of them were filled with fish, but then there are vegetarian options as well. Like there was plum one. It was, of course, flavored with something almost like pickled plum. And there are bento boxes. A lot of times people will jump on those Japanese trains, and they would buy these bento boxes so that their travel becomes easy. So a lot of variety. You can get a little bit of protein, a little bit of carbs, shrimp, rice. Rice is quite common, but their national food in Japan is curry. Interesting, right? Like golden curry, but it's the beef is the base a lot of times. And in Shibuya region we found a lot of vendors outside with octopus. This is octopus. There were some dumplings, of course, seafood dumplings. and they have their own spices as well. Not spicy food at all, very flavorful. And I do have some buffet videos I will share with you. This is sort of like a pancake. It was seafood pancake, I think. I did not try it because a lot of times I wasn't even sure about what the food is, but anything that was vegetarian definitely was my savior. So there's a bulk of pancake mix, and they fill it up with a variety of different things. And if you understand Japanese, you can see that for 400, 500 yen, you can get this. It's actually yam kneaded into the dough. And of course, there's lots of stores selling bagged chips, worth trying Japanese snacks. And they are pretty standard, like you would get in any country, like Cheetos, basically. Quite flavorful. A lot of them do have meat, seafood, so vegetarians have that translator app so that you can figure out, okay, this was my favorite coffee. And I found this store that had most delicious vegetarian burgers, veggie sandwiches. It's called DOTOUR, reasonably priced door tour. They had coffee, sandwiches, and hot dogs. So that was one of the places I would definitely recommend. Very commonly found all over Japan. Decent prices, not overly priced, and they had sandwiches, avocado filled with sandwich filled with avocado, and then shrimp, and of course vegetarians as well. Of course, the treats, you want some treats, fruit flavored macarons. You can get these packages, very commonly found in a lot of different stores. And if you do end up going to Disney, Tokyo Disney, then they will have vanilla cake, special whole cake. They will have standard churros and your run-of-the-mill stuff. So don't expect amazing food at Disney Tokyo, guys. Of course, fish. You are a fish lover, Japan will have a lot to offer you. Fresh fish, sushi in bento boxes, which is unparalleled to anywhere else in the world, except for Iceland. When I went to Iceland, I did see sushi in the boxes in Costco. Okay, if you're a health junkie, yes, you can pick up some of these bars as well. There is something to eat for everyone. And if you want to get some souvenirs, you can definitely get some cookies, balanced lunched items for folks back home. Veggies sorted can be found in the boxes as well. There is a big box culture for sure. Another form of bento boxes, there is egg, croquette, rice flavored with some pickled veggies on the side. And it was average, it wasn't something spectacular. This would cost you around 1,000 to 1,200 yen. And then of course dumplings. Now in dumplings, you can get pork dumplings. Veggie dumplings are not so common, but you got to try matcha dumplings. Pao pao, some form of dumpling, 8 pieces, 900 yen. And what was interesting was that a lot of people will take these boxes and would eat by themselves. It wasn't uncommon. It wasn't uncommon to see people eating by themselves. Now they said miso soup with vegetables, but when I looked at the ingredients, they did have beef stock, and that was a little bit of a bummer because I really wanted to try that miso soup. And when you are out and about, you will see that a lot of shops will have their items, pictures, prices on display outside, which is not so common in Canada. But that made it easy for us to decide what we wanted to eat, what looked appealing. And a lot of places, like I said, have underground markets. We didn't know until like 2, 3, 4 days into our trip. You can get fancy sushi like this one in fancy restaurants or run of the mill sushi triangles, sushi cones and triangles. They're really delicious, reasonably priced. Fancy sushi, high end, or what the locals eat. Coffee wasn't so common. You can still get coffee. Very nice, fancy places, as well as hidden gems. Hole in the wall kind of places is where we would go. And Shibuya, definitely eater's paradise. Lots of things to pick, and we did spend couple days in Shibuya region, which I would recommend. And then you want to go to Kyoto, Osaka. We didn't go down to Hiroshima on our list for next time, but Kyoto, Osaka, there is a deer park. Those are really nice areas. We gave ourselves 2 weeks. You can visit for more or less for sure. And then there are some places where you want to shop, lunch menus. I was able to find a vegetarian place in Shibuya region, and they had a set lunch menu. That was interesting. So okay guys, their naan curry, I wouldn't recommend going for it. But this was like 1,000 yen, like a standard $10 meal. And it was let down a little bit. And of course there is salads. So now you have a little bit of an idea what to order. Fancy sushi that costs, I would say, $40-50 for 2 people, or you can go for run of the mill, which is absolutely delightful. And then this frozen fruit, and they are coated with a sugar syrup, tangalulu. They are called tangalulu. They are very popular too. So for about $5 you can get a couple of these sticks, 1 or 2, and then enjoy them. Mainly grapes, strawberries. And you want to try katsui, pork. They are very famous for their Kobe meat, pork, sushi. Seafood lovers, you're in for a treat. You can see, oh my god, they have set menus. And ramen is really, really good. Reasonably priced, $8.80, like $7-8, $8.30, 580 yen, 780 yen. And street vendors with something exciting, with a lot of people lined up wanting to try, is another option for you. Noodles, they are very popular. Dumplings, I'd have a whole video on matcha flavored dumplings and the matcha tea, almost like a high tea, Japanese version. I will share that video with you guys soon. And as you go through those underground markets, you can definitely find a lot of interesting treats as well. Almost like overwhelming, nothing I've seen anywhere before. A variety of sushi rolls, macarons, cute little things from Korea. They have traveled up to Japan, and those are our matcha dumplings. Really tasty. The sauce was really good too. They were not vegetarian, they were filled with porks, but my kids thoroughly enjoyed them. There are fried ones as well. And of course you can get soups, noodles, ramen, and delicious fresh sushi like never have my children eaten before. And it was a experience in itself, getting green tea fresh included in price, along with a couple pieces for $170, $170 to $230 average price. Really filling. And then beautiful cookies. Now they're not known for their baking, but you can definitely get some treats. Kobe croquettes, none of them were vegetarian. There were a couple vegetarian, but even the coating had some meat, or the broth or whatever they used. So I couldn't try them, but I really wanted to try them. And of course you want to try a variety of different bento boxes for lunches, or if you are traveling, you pick up these boxes, enjoy them as you're going through fast Japanese trains. Everything is so well connected, guys. You can definitely get some tofu. It wasn't as common as I thought it would be. Even the bakery shops were not as common. You will get some, but mainly it's seafood. And oh, don't try spring rolls, guys. We tried at one of these places. It's not known for its spring rolls, definitely for its curry though. But of course, if you want to get some of those Japanese snacks, there are these little, for kiddos. And like I mentioned, you can always see the pictures outside the stores to see what they are selling, which was great. You know the price, you know what it looks like. You have your app, you translate it, because we didn't understand Japanese. Sometimes we would use the app, sometimes internet wasn't working, so we couldn't figure it out. But a lot of options for folks who are non-vegetarians. And this place, St. Mark's Cafe, you can get good coffee, good pastry. It was really popular in Shibuya region. That was exciting part. $4 or $5, nice little snack and treat. Lots of salad, dumpling, shrimp, pork, fish. And like I said, people would just eat by themselves. A lot of working professionals, locals. So a lot of hole in these places will have individual seating. And if you want to try some of these local snacks, you can find those. The drinks were interesting too. And you also had these sweet treats. Candy shops were not as common, but you definitely can find some candy shops as well. We were able to find one in Underground Market in Osaka, in Kyoto. Very well connected underground network of shops around the subway. You can see for $1, $2, all these snacks that will make any kid happy. They weren't spectacular, but they were average. We tried few of these. Like I said, standing bar, fast service, lots of packaged food, food in boxes, and you can get salmon in the box as well, shrimp in a box or in a jar. That was very interesting to see. Salmon, octopus, squid in a jar. But those sushi places were definitely a standout, worth trying. Prices were reasonable, and the experience in itself, you get to choose and try, is very much a fun experience. Different varieties of tuna, squid, salmon, grand menu, small menu. And they showcase it. It's running like a conveyor belt. You choose what you want and it comes. Quick service, fresh. Yes, those are the buttons you would press. You'll get fresh tea. And of course, fried rice was common. So fried rice is another option for vegetarians. It has an egg though. Half size fried rice, about 300 yen. Pork belly ramen, 4 types ramen, 10 ramen, plenty of vegetables in ramen, but do check and make sure that the broth is vegetarian. Some will mention, some will not mention. Smoked egg ramen, dumplings ramen.
Continuing on, guys, if you are liking the content we are sharing, please do subscribe to our channel so that we can continue bringing you more exciting food adventures. So like I was mentioning, that underground markets beside these subways in Japan will offer you a lot, from sweet treats to variety of different seafoods to seafood salads like this one. You will be mesmerized for sure if you love fish, octopus, squid, sea urchins, variety of different vegetables prepped in Japanese ways, salads. There is always a sale, fresh catch of the week or of the day, variety of different fish as you can see. And of course, like I said, there are dumplings, there is ramen, reasonably priced too, not too expensive. And you know what you're getting because there are pictures. These ones are a little bit on the higher end, usually for 500, 600, 700 yen, you can get a good amount of food. Okay, so matcha flavored dumplings is what you absolutely want to try. Pot stickers, they are filled with pork. You can see nice crisp on it. That's matcha salt, green salt on the plate that you can see. And this one was tried by my family in Kobe region. Kyoto, Osaka, they all have that. But it was more near Kyoto that we took like a train, 20-minute train ride. And we're able to find this authentic place as we were enjoying the tea ceremony, green tea, matcha tea ceremony, and then we had these dumplings. And there is of course different kind of soups, pork, katsui, worth trying at least once. It has lots of different flavors and it's not spicy at all, very mild, topped with some seaweed or fresh green onion. And one person needs to order at least one item because these places are really busy, small. And variety of different green tea drinks are available from hot to cold. And I will share green tea ceremony with you guys, so please do subscribe to our channel, keep watching. So this is not a common sight, but you can definitely find variety of Japanese cakes. They aren't known for the cakes, but of course they are available. But definitely you want to try some of these takeouts, tempuras, yakitori, wide variety of sushi, bento boxes, and kimchi. This was a surprise. We didn't think we would see it, but it was interesting to see a variety of pickled veggies, and even seafood things were pickled. And there is something for everyone's budget, from 300-400 yen up to 1100, 1200, 1300 yen. So skewers were quite a sight at one of these train stations, underground markets. And no matter what time of the day you're there, they are busy. Not a lot of folks speak English, but they will get by. And that's why you need to have the translator app. 100 grams for 789 yen. Assorted dumplings, typically filled with pork, sometimes duck, sometimes chicken, sometimes seafood, Vegetarian options were not common with these dumplings. Tempuras, assorted, if you're in the mood for some fried on a rainy day, fried food. And if you want to buy boxed items, go to a grocery store and you'll get a lot of different variety of items to try. Sushi triangles, once again, available in grocery stores, available in these underground markets, 7-Eleven kind of stores. And you will get your proteins from mussels, through octopus, through squid, through calamari. And if you want to see freshly prepped food, that option is there as well. They prepare it fresh and then pack it up. And when things don't get sold, they are on sale. Prices are very clear, so you're not playing the guessing game. Fresh fish packed in a box for 1300 yen. I hope you're enjoying this video, guys. Share it with a friend who is a foodie, who you want to go to Japan with. Make a list of items you want to try. Pickled veggies, pickled seafood, salmon, fish. Sometimes there would be samples that you can try before actually buying. $6.48 for 90 grams, $7.56 for 110 grams. So prices are not too bad. This was beautiful tea garden that we went to in Kobe. You go up the tram and then on a rainy day you get to have fried chicken. The views are spectacular and you know you are in Kobe when you are at this place. So on the top we had these dumplings, Kobe's, herb gardens and ropeway, must try. And this is where we first got to try tengalulu. It's sweet, it's cold, glazed with crispy, cold layer of sugar. Rice based treats were there as well. Taco rice, nachos 900, don't try them, not worth trying. But at the bottom of the ropeway there were food trucks, and you know you're in Kobe when you see this big Ferris wheel. So definitely one of the places you can try. And you can absolutely pick some souvenirs for family and friends. Everything so well organized. Matcha is definitely matcha chocolate, matcha dumplings, matcha tea cakes, matcha cookies are definitely very popular. We were there in March, so a lot of strawberry based things and peanuts. So a lot of places of interest will have vendors selling these peanuts. You can try them, then you can buy them. We bought a few packets, and these packets are available now in Costco as well, so you may or may not want to buy them. So different kind of tofus, noodles made from koniyuki, hot dogs, those are spices which are local in very attractive packaging. Crab balls, grapes, yam, and you knead it into the dough. Milk tamago, but there was less emphasis on sweet stuff, more on bento boxes and sushi and seafood items, fresh as well as frozen and packaged, sushi triangles. I think TNT in here might carry them as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep watching ET Indian.